Hi, I'm Jonah Comstock, Editor-in-Chief of Pharma Forum. I'm here at the Informa Biotech Showcase at JP Morgan Week in San Francisco, and I'm joined by Greg Skalicky, President of EVERSANA, and Helen Sabzevari, the CEO of Precigen. You two just got off stage talking about rewiring commercialization. Talk to me a little bit about why commercialization is at this sort of threshold moment and how it's changing.
From my vantage point, I spent 2 decades working in the clinical side of the business. In clinical, I watched in the late 90s pieces of things go from outsourced in piecemeal, non-integrated fashion. And then when I came to this side of the fence, from an operational model perspective, it became very challenging to understand having 10 to 15 vendors in an operational unit functioning independently, their own P&Ls, where I felt that the focus was not in line with what was best for the product to succeed in market. So we created an integrated model that we felt and are seeing very good results in terms of better benefit, launch year one, and most importantly, getting the products to patients.
And from my perspective, I think what it has changed now tremendously is really the biotechs and the fields that are at play, like cell and gene therapy, that now they demand a different type of a timeline for moving through the clinic and also getting approval, which sometimes it's in an accelerated format. And you really cannot apply the classical way of commercialization, which either building the large organization internally or, as Greg mentioned, going out and trying to partner with 10, 15 different CROs, which is cost you a lot of time, and also from a perspective the money that the biotechs have. So this is a new way for small companies to move very rapidly in the fields that are cutting edge, but at the same token being able to commercialize on their own and not necessarily always relying to establish partnership before you can go to commercial.
So given sort of all those challenges, all the ways it's changing, how should companies be changing how they commercialize? What's the pitch here?
Well, the pitch from our perspective is everything is predicated around how do we have a better outcome in year one of launch. And if you look at the industry data or metrics, 70% of launches fail to meet expectations in that year one period. Why is that the case? There's a multitude of reasons. Unprepared commercial models, they're not spending the amount of money that they need to see success within the market access realm. Mobilizing that KOL community, having the ability to demonstrate access to these patients, especially in rare disease, where when you launch and come out of the gate, you can actually see success early on instead of building all these things with many vendors as you're beginning the launch.
And I think from our perspective is really matching our strategy to the R&D strategies of the innovation, because our timelines are shorter. The budgets that we have in biotech is nowhere close to what it is in the pharma. So you have to strategically position your resources. And how do you do that? With the ensuring, as Greg mentioned, that first of all, you have the right indicators in the place at the right time and push the button for the right activities that needs to take place. And having that all together synchronized and with the formats of partnership with organizations such as EVERSANA, it allows you to bring in different needs at different times. For instance, access to the market or evaluating the market upfront and being realistic. How many patients? Where are they located? Educating the investigators, making sure that the basically field is already prepared before pulling on all lever and getting everything started. You can start in a sequential format, and then once you have your approval, move very rapidly to the next with the organization that already has all those elements. And I think that's it's so important.
So just to wrap up, because I know you've got another meeting you've got to get to. We're here at JPM. Traditionally, a big pastime is looking ahead to the next year, what's coming up. What are some things you guys are sort of excited about in 2026 and in your respective fields?
Speaking on behalf of EVERSANA, the evolution of AI and the applicability of AI in the workflows of what we actually do is something that we're seeing a dramatic change. So we've worked very closely with Google. They looked at our work streams, and we've been able to come out with a model within that space where we can reduce headcount by about a 50% factor. And we're very focused on how do we give that back to the community, to the sponsors that are working with us to help them save that money and have just as effective of a marketing campaign as possible.
And from Precigen, of course, we are very much focused on our commercial asset, Papzimeos, in a rare disease for RRP, which is quite exciting for the patients that they never had any treatment for the past 100 years, approved treatment. This is the first and only treatment in the field of recurrent respiratory papillomatosis with 27,000 patients in the United States alone, an excess of 150 globally, ex-US. And what we have focused is really to have a full commercial force out there and making sure that every patient has access to Papzimeos. At the same token, the platform, technology platform that we have used for Papzimeos, which is our adenoviral platform, which is applicable to the oncology and rare diseases, we are now also expanding that in the field of HPV-related cancer. So we are very excited about this.
And this is the real success story.
Well, thank you both so much for chatting with me. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy conference, and good luck with the rest of your meetings.
Thank you.
Thank you.